Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Raw Politics. I'm still in the village, and I thank you for staying tuned. Today, I want us to discuss one of the trending topics. Lenaola Justice of the Supreme Court elicited a debate by claiming that the institutions that are responsible for ensuring we have IEBC in place were deliberately delaying with the aim of sabotaging the 2027 election. He didn't say that outright, but from his sentiment, he insinuated that the delay was because there was a plan, nefarious that is, to ensure that the elections of 2027 are bungled. And so he recommended that people were supposed to put pressure on the people involved to ensure that we have IEBC in place as soon as possible. Okay, that is a good call. It's good for the public, but very hypocritical. And that's why I want us to discuss what is the real reason why we don't have IEBC yet, the commission, that is. If that is a subject you're interested in, stay tuned. And if you're watching for the first time, take a moment, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss similar videos. How do you appoint commissions? First of all, you have the president gazettes a selection panel. This selection panel will interview candidates who are interested and then recommend a number to be appointed by the president later. The president did what the law requires. Very early in his leadership, around early 2023, the president gazetted a panel to reconstitute IEBC. Guess what? The opposition, Azimio then, made a big fuss out of this, even went to the street. One of the claims they had on the street was that Ruto was trying to form an IEBC that was made up of UDA members. Yes, that Ruto was simply trying to bungle the 2027 election by having a panel that is made up of his friends. They were accusing Ruto of having friends in that particular panel, whose job was to recommend friendly commissioners who would help Ruto to bungle the 2027 election. And so there was a lot of outcry from the opposition. The president had two options. One, just go with the law, continue with this particular process and have an IEBC that the opposition is not very comfortable with, or be the president of 50 plus million Kenyans and say, okay, there is no harm in listening to what these other people are saying. Let us do something that you are also okay with, because I'm not going into this election alone. And guess what? The president did exactly that. That is why National Dialogue, the NADCO report, one of the report was how to reconstitute IEBC. And actually that recommendation was picked by Parliament, and the president was in the process of implementing the recommendation by actually gazetting a new the panel to interview and select members of the IEBC Commission. Then the same people shouting went to court to oppose the NADCO report and the legality of the new selection panel. And so the court stopped the entire process. That is why I was telling you that Lenaola is taking the hypocrisy too far. He sits at the apex court, the Supreme Court of Kenya. He knows very well that the process of reconstituting IEBC has been injuncted, has been stopped by the court. He knows that. But there he was saying how the president is delaying deliberately to maybe with the intention of sabotaging the 2027 election, and even telling people that you should go out there and demonstrate until this is done. Now, and the people who are now, we want IEBC now, are the same people who went to court to deny the formation of IEBC, because they went to court to stop that process. You go to the court to stop a process, then you come out and you blame somebody for not doing that particular process. It is the height of hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. And it is under the belief that Kenyans are not informed. These are the things that really make me very sad as a Kenyan. That there is this elitist group, especially the activists in the civil society, who are persuaded that Kenyans are a very naive population that cannot even see through their lies. For instance, you go to court to stop a certain process. Then you come out of court with a straight face, go to the public and accuse somebody of delaying that particular process. The process was being done. Ruto did his job. The opposition said, no, we don't like it. We are not sure this is going to be a fair team. Okay, fine. Ruto listened to them. They came up with a recommendation. Ruto gazetted a new team. That new team that was gazetted, somebody in the civil service, in the civil society, members of the civil society went to court to oppose the legality of that. The president has two choices. One, he should reject, he should ignore the court order and go ahead and form IEBC, which in turn, somebody will just go to court and that particular IEBC commission will be declared illegal. That is one option. The other option is to wait for the court to dispense of the matter, address the issue, and then later, gazette another panel, or continue with the panel that he has gazetted, and form IEBC according to the law. Learned that to be popular these days, or to look independent-minded, or to look informed and woke and other things, you need to be criticizing Ruto even when he's not, even when he's done nothing wrong. Because this IEBC, Ruto has done what the law required him to do. The opposition said no. He had two options: ignore the opposition, form an IEBC that the opposition doesn't trust, which meant we would go to an election where the results will be doubted even before we vote. Because if you form an IEBC commission that the opposition is persuaded is biased towards you, then what happens? Even before we do any election, people would be persuaded that the results would have been rigged. And so he says, that is not worth it. Let us work with the opposition, hear what they want to say. The opposition suggests names. They form a new panel. That panel, the civil society, goes to court, stops it. Then that civil society and activist judges like Lena Ola, with all due respect to the judge, what do? They insist that it is the president who is delaying. They believe that Kenyans don't even know that they had gone to court to oppose this. So they want to blame the president for not doing what they have gone to court to stop him from doing. And that is the level of hypocrisy I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think our country needs to be cured from. Because if that is not going to be done, we are going to be very backward. It's the same everywhere. Somebody would go to court to stop SHA, and then he would accuse the president of not launching universal healthcare. Another one would go to court and stop everything to do with housing levy, etc. And then come out and say that, oh, he promised that he will be doing houses. Now they are not being done. So it is like I sabotage you, and then I use that particular sabotage as a launching pad to attack you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not how you run a country. So on the issue of IEBC, I would tell you with a straight face that the president did what he was supposed to do, and is being considerate, and is being law-abiding. The opposite is he ignores the opposition, forms something that nobody is going to trust, or ignore the court and go ahead and form an IEBC that will be declared null and void in the future. And it might be declared null and void, ladies and gentlemen, when we are approaching election, which will make it very difficult. So I hope I've explained the real reason why IEBC is still not in place. But once these court issues are handled, you will have IEBC that every Kenyan will be proud of, but it would have been done by the law. according to the law. Otherwise, these other pretentious claims from the judges and other members of the civil society, or the new opposition, the so-called supporters of Rigathi and Kalonzo, are just hypocritical, the usual hypocritical rants we see with our politicians. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know what you think about the IEBC issue. And also don't forget to like this video and share it with friends. Otherwise, allow me to thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Let us meet in the next one.